Operations and Merchandising Group of theROARstore. This video is for you. It's outlining a planogram and showing you how to use the planogram that I've set up for you guys to prepare future layouts of the store. So first thing that you'll need to do is you'll need to go to our Power School Learning page, look at the Ops and Merch page, and give you a quick look here where you can find that. You can go right here, theROARstore Planogram. Go ahead and download that and open it back up once it's ready, and you'll get something like this. You'll probably get a yellow toolbar up here at the top that says Enable Edit. So go ahead and click on that, and then yours should look pretty similar to mine. What you see down here on the left side of the page are some of the different options that I've provided to you to kind of help you plan out future operations. So this first one here that comes up, that's our TV right in the middle. This is a mock-up of our south wall. We've got our inventory room here, and we've got our office here, and so this is going to be our west wall. We've got both sides of one of our larger fixtures. Then we've got the smaller of the two fixtures. We've got our nesting tables, and we even have our what they call body forms or mannequins and the stands. And then we've actually even got our kiosk here. So a lot of variety here depending on what it is that you are planning for. But for our purposes, I'm just going to show you these two because that's probably the most common walls that students plan for. And basically, the way that this works, the way that a planogram works, is it's designed to help you put together an area of the store, in this case, one wall, and what it's going to look like with some new products. So the most important thing that I have found to tell students about this is that when you're doing it, try to do everything to scale. And while that may sound pretty easy, keep in mind that these graphics are not to scale. And so just do the best that you can. Really, the goal here is to be able to print one of these off, take it to the store with new products, and actually know kind of where you want everything laid out before you actually start taking merchandise down and putting new merchandise up. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this first panel here to go ahead and show you. Really, all that we're doing is just adding photos to this, and I'll show you a couple of different ways to be able to fix this. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my first photo of a product here and put it on here, and then I'll show you how to manipulate it a little bit too. Although this isn't rocket science, I'm pretty sure that you guys will be able to figure it out. But if we go back here to our Ops and Merch Team group page, we can go right over here to the product photos, and that's going to take us in here to an area that I've got all of our product photos for. So you can actually work around here a little bit. If you go back to store, you'll be able to see the years, and so I'll go to the most recent year that I've got here. I'll go into my product pictures, and these are all obviously items that we have purchased in this year. Some of them are ready to be displayed, some of them not so much, but just do the best that you can. If you don't get this view right away, just go up here to this sort, and it's probably by default chosen as list. Just change it to tiles. If you see something that is new in here that you want to work on displaying, say this white sweatshirt, just click on the little check mark here, and we'll go up here to download. Okay, you can select multiple ones if you need to, and you can download them all at once. Excuse me. And then we'll go ahead and start to import them. To do that, we'll need to know where we save them, and in the case of what I just showed you, it's going to save it to your downloads folder, so just disregard this next step as I show it to you. But we're just going to go up here to the insert menu, go to pictures, and we'll go into wherever our photo those are located at. Like I said, for your purposes, it's just going to be the downloads folder. So this was one of the items that we had. We'll just go ahead and insert this. Obviously, this is not to scale. Our sweatshirts are not 3/4 of the size of a wall, so we need to do the best that we can. But before we do that, to make it a little bit more lifelike, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here to corrections. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and remove the background. Anything that's pink here is going to be deleted. So if I want to make a couple of slight changes and keep the white areas of this particular item, I need to go in and mark those areas to keep. And I can just kind of click through these areas, and eventually it's going to add more and more until I'm pretty happy with these. And sometimes it takes a few clicks, so be patient. If the first time doesn't work, just go ahead and kind of move your mouse around a little bit. And it's not a perfect science, but it should work for you. Sometimes, as you can see here, it flips things back, so I've got to kind of go in and adjust. You can obviously skip through this part of the presentation if you don't want to just hear me talk about it. All right, for argument's sake, we'll assume that we're good there. So I'm going to go ahead and keep changes. And now I got rid of my background, and now I can scale this. I can just drag the corner, and I can move this around. Now, typically we would say that on this particular wall, the south wall, we could get 3 of these, 3 items to scale. So I'm just going to copy just so you can kind of see. Just doing Control-C and Control-V to paste it. So again, it's not perfect, but at least it gives us a little bit of realism there. One of the other things to keep in mind from a realism perspective is oftentimes we have waterfalls used, and so you can just drag multiple items one on top of another and kind of make it seem like they're all kind of hanging one on top of another. Again, we oftentimes will keep multiples out, and we oftentimes also don't put them right at the very top. So let's say for our purposes, we're going to put the hockey jerseys there. We'll go ahead and insert our next item. We'll go ahead and use this black sweatshirt here. Again, I'll go up here to remove background. I'm going to save a few areas here, even though that's just the tag. All right, that's pretty good for our sake. We'll keep those changes, and again, we'll scale this down, make it about the same size as the other ones. We may have to do some layering here. We'll add one more item just so you can see it. Insert picture. Go ahead and add this item also. We'll remove this background. Keep these certain areas. We can drag across here as well. That might help speed up this process too. Just make sure you don't drag over the actual background itself. Close. All right, there we go. That looks pretty good. We'll keep those changes, and we'll scale that down too. Now, for our purposes, this is only going to be used by the ops and merch team. So even though in the store itself we wouldn't hang stuff on top of one another like this or over top of the TV, this just gives us an idea. And now if we wanted to repeat that, we can, we'll just keep these 3. We'll copy these over. paste those, and now we've got a little bit of a layout. Now, a couple of other things that you could do. You could add, we've got some different panels that we can add to the wall to add some additional shelving. If you wanted to do something like that, simplest way to do that is just to choose a rectangle here. We have black shelving, so I can just add a little bit of a shelf right here. Just going to drag this down. We'll color it black. And let's say that I want to go ahead and take out the outline around that. Okay, there's our shelf. Let's go ahead and add a new item to that. Let's see. You can see I've only got a few products here, but let's say that we want to put those hats there. Again, we'll remove the background. That one actually came out good, which is awesome. Less work. Probably to scale, it'd be something like that. And now we've got hats on a shelf. All right, so those are a few different ways to utilize this. Okay, so as new products come in, I want you to create a planogram like this. Create the whole wall, even though these three products might only be the newest things. You can go back and you can go back and look at other product pictures. So even though this is 2019-20, you know, maybe we want to use some other products that we still have in stock. Here's our product pictures. We can go in here once again, and we can find, you know, maybe these water bottles. Maybe we want to go ahead and add those. So I'll show you how to add that real quick. Again, just insert picture, find wherever it was that you saved it. Here's our water bottle. I'm going to put that on the shelf next to the hat. But before they do that, I want to make it as realistic as possible. Keep those changes. Make it to scale. Now we've got a water bottle. We got a hat. We got three products across. We could do another whole level of products down here as well. Not uncommon that we will oftentimes have two layers of products on this particular wall. Over here, it's a little bit different. We can get, you know, probably up to about 5 different items. And normally we wouldn't layer them like this, but again, for our purposes, we just want to kind of get an overall feel for how the store is going to look. If we wanted to put stuff on the fixtures, a little bit more manipulation is likely, and in this case, that's probably about right. But we would probably hang these items. So in order to be able to kind of make it feel like it's hanging, we're going to have to change that scale a little bit. And now we can kind of put one next to one another. All right, that gives you a little bit of an idea. Sorry about all that. Okay, we could do the same thing here. We could add this particular item. And maybe we want to make it look like it's hanging right there, something like that. We could put some stuff on the tables just by inserting, you know, maybe we have some pictures of some folded items or these caps, you know, maybe some school supplies, blankets, something along those lines. I think I've got a photo in here of a blanket that might work for this. You know, so maybe we want to add this, remove that background. All right. Keep that there, you know, so maybe we could, you know, do something like that, put it on the table. We could put items on the mannequin, make it look like they're actually hanging. We could do the same thing with the kiosk. So that's a planogram. You're typically not going to plan every single panel or every single fixture, table, things like that. You probably end up doing 1 or 2 of these walls at a time. Obviously the goal is to make the product stand out, make the products the focal point, make it so that it's visible from the outside, make sure that it's visible so that when people come in, they notice it. And that's how you do it. In order to actually get this ready to take down to the store. Certainly, you could just go to File and Print, file it, send it rather to your printers outside in the four corners and grab those. If you want me to print them in color, you can send me the file. You just need to go to File, Save As, save it into your OneDrive probably, and then share it with me would be the best way to do that. And that's how to create a planogram. So as we get new products, get in the habit of creating a planogram so we know what the store layout is going to look like as new products arrive. That's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in class.